Hello friends, topic of today's video is Biology Paper 2 Multiple Choice Extended 0610-22 February March 2018. And the first question is, biology is the study of living things. Which characteristic applies to all forms of life? A. Able to move from place to place. Plants cannot move, so this is wrong option. B. Able to reproduce. This is a correct one. C. Carry out photosynthesis. No, animals cannot carry out photosynthesis. D. Possess a nervous system. No, all of them do not possess a nervous system. So correct answer is B. Able to reproduce. Second question. Two animals have an identical sequence of amino acids in one of the proteins found in their cells. What does this indicate about these animals? Since the two animals have identical sequence of amino acids in one of the proteins, means gene controlling their production is same, or we can say their DNA is same. That means they share a recent ancestor. So correct answer is option D. They share a recent ancestor. Let us do question number 3. The diagram shows a flowering plant. Using the key, identify this plant. First point, 3 petals go to 2. More than 3 petals go to 3. Since these flowers have more than 3 petals, we'll go to point number 3. Point number 3 says leaves parallel veined, plant is C. If the leaves are not parallel veined, plant is D. Since the plant has flowers with more than 3 petals and leaves which do not have parallel vein, so correct answer is plant is D. Fourth question. The diagram shows a single cell from an organism called Spirogyra. Which features does Spirogyra share with plant cells? Cell wall present in both, chloroplast present in both, cytoplasm it is present in both, nucleus is also present in both, and lastly vacuole is also present in plant cell and Spirogyra. So correct option is A. Plant cells and Spirogyra both show presence of cell wall, chloroplast, cytoplasm, nucleus and vacuoles. Fifth question. A student was told that a drawing of a bacterial cell had been magnified 30,000 times. The length of the drawing was 45 millimeter. What was the actual length of the bacterium? Actual length is equals to length of the image divided by magnification. Here length of image has been given as 45 millimeter and magnification is 30,000. So we have 45 divided by 30,000. This on calculation gives us value 0.0015, which is equal to 1.5 micrometer. So correct answer is option B. 1.5 micrometer is the actual length of bacterium. Sixth question. Which graph represents the effect of increasing temperature on rate of diffusion? Rate of diffusion is directly proportional to temperature. As the temperature increases, molecules gain more kinetic energy and move with a faster rate. So diffusion also increases. So correct answer here is option D. As the temperature rises, rate of diffusion also rises linearly. Seventh question. Protoplast are plant cells that have had their cell walls removed. What happens if plant protoplast are placed in distilled water? Since cell wall is removed, outer covering of protoplast is cell membrane or plasma membrane, which is semi-permeable membrane, and it will allow osmosis to take place. That means water will move from its higher concentration to lower concentration. Water concentration inside the cell is less compared to water concentration outside the cell. So water will move through semi-permeable membrane or cell membrane inside the cell. Cell will become larger and it will burst. So correct answer is option B. They get larger and burst. Eighth question. When a food substance is tested with iodine solution, which color shows the presence of starch? Color blue-black shows the presence of starch. So option A is the correct answer. Ninth question. The graph shows the activity of three digestive enzymes at different pH levels. Which statement is correct? Let us first mark at what pH these enzymes have maximum activity. Then we can answer easily. X and Y both are active at 7. No, Y is active at 7 but X is not. Enzyme X and Z both are active at pH 4. No, both are not active at pH 4. Enzyme Y and Z both are active at pH 4. No, both are not active at pH 4. D option, enzyme Y and Z both are active at pH 8. This is the correct answer. Both enzyme Y and Z are active at pH 8. Let us do question number 10. The diagram shows a cross section of a part of leaf. Which type of cell is found in layer X? In the diagram given to us, upper epidermis is labeled and we have to select the type of cell which will be found below it. So this is the diagram of internal structure of a leaf. We can see long cells below upper epidermis and those are palisade mesophyll. So option A here, long cells of palisade mesophyll are found in layer X. 11th question. Which molecule contains magnesium? It's an easy one. Option A, chlorophyll, is the molecule which contains magnesium. Question number 12. In which part of the body of a mammal does mechanical digestion occur? It occurs in mouth. When we chew food, food particles are broken down into smaller pieces, which makes digestion easier. So this part is mechanical digestion. Although both mechanical and chemical digestion occur in mouth, as food gets mixed with saliva which contains enzyme amylase. Let's do question 13. During growth, potato plants produce flowers and underground storage organs called tubers. During this time, which parts of the plant act as sources and sinks for translocation? Part of the plant where food is prepared by photosynthesis is source. So here leaves are source. The parts where the food prepared is translocated are sink. So here flowers and potato tubers will be sink. Option B, flowers, tubers, sink and leaf source is the correct answer. 14th question. What is an advantage of double circulatory system in mammals? Pure or deoxygenated blood from all parts of the body comes to heart. From here it is sent to lung for purification or oxygenation. After receiving oxygenated blood from lungs, it is sent to all parts of the body. The important thing here is oxygenated and deoxygenated blood are kept separate. So correct answer is D, oxygenated and deoxygenated blood are kept separate. That is the advantage of double circulatory system in mammals. Question 15. The body has defenses to protect itself from diseases. What is mechanical barrier to diseases? Mechanical barrier is hair in the nose. Option A. Hair in the nose prevent entry of germs and dust particles. 16th question. During exercise, receptors detect a change in the blood and cause the breathing rate to increase. What change do the receptors detect and where are they found in the body? During exercise, the change which will take place in the blood will be increase in carbon dioxide and that will increase breathing rate. And the receptors which detect this change are located in brain. 17th question. An experiment is set up to investigate the uptake of oxygen by germinating seeds. What happens to the level of colored water at X and Y? Let's see what we are given. We are given a water bath at 25 degrees Celsius. It has two tubes placed inside it. This tube on the left side has germinating seeds and one on the right hand side has dead seeds rinsed in antiseptic, which will serve as a control. So no respiration will take place here. Both test tubes contain a layer of soda lime which will absorb carbon dioxide. Seeds in the left test tube, they respire and take up oxygen from the tube and this will make colored water rise up. the one on the right hand side, that is dead seeds will not respire and colored water will not rise, or it level will remain unchanged. So correct answer is option D. Level of colored water rises in X and in Y it will remain unchanged. 18th question. The diagram shows a section of kidney. What are the correct labels? Outer part labeled X is cortex and the middle part labeled Y is medulla and Z is ureter. So correct answer here is option A. X is cortex, Y is medulla and Z is ureter. 19th question. A boy accidentally touches a very hot object and immediately takes his hand away. In this reflex section, what is the effector? Effector is one which brings about a response. So here in this case, it is a muscle in his arm. That is option C is the correct answer. 20th question. Which description of how the pupil of the eye gets smaller is correct? Option B. Circular muscles contract and radial muscles relax. That is the correct answer. Next we have to do question 21. There are two types of diabetes, type 1 and type 2. The graph shows the number of children with each type of diabetes per 100,000 children in one country. Which conclusion can be made from the graph? We are given a key which shows grey color represents type 1 diabetes and black color represents type 2 diabetes. Let's check first option. 1.5% of 9-year-olds have diabetes. 159-year-old children have diabetes, so their percentage will be 150 divided by 100,000 into 100, which comes to about 0.15%. So option A is incorrect. Let us check B option. 31.3% of 17-year-olds with diabetes have type 2 diabetes. The percentage that we have to find here is different from the first one. Here in 17-year-olds, of the total children having diabetes, what is the percentage of children having type 2 diabetes? That is, number of 17-year-old children who have diabetes is 320, and out of this 320 minus 220 is the number of children having type 2 diabetes. That means 100 children have type 2 diabetes. So percentage of 100 children out of 320 is 31.25%, which is almost equal to 31.3%. So option B is the correct answer. Question number 22. The diagram shows an experiment using weed shoot tips to investigate plant growth. Which statement is supported by the evidence provided by this experiment? Let us have a look at the experiment. We have two shoots X and Y. Shoot of tip Y is removed. After 2 days in even sunlight, let us have which one has grown and which has not. We can see Y remains same. It has not grown at all, and as for X, its length has increased. So we can say auxin is made in the shoot tip. 23rd question. A wind pollinated plant has which features? Option C, that is small petals, large anthers and a feathery stigma help in pollination by wind. 24th question. Which describes a human male gamete? We have to check its motility, relative size compared to female gamete, and flagellum is present or not. Motility, yes, it is motile. Relative size compared to female gamete is smaller and flagellum is present. The correct option here is B. Sperm is motile. Relative size compared to female gamete is smaller and flagellum is present. 25th question. What is a consequence of HIV infection on the human body? And the correct option is A. Decreased lymphocyte numbers. Let's see what is our question number 26. Which sex chromosomes in the egg and the sperm will produce a male child? Sex chromosome in egg are always X only. So we have to choose from option A and B. and sex chromosome in sperm are X and Y. But to produce a male child, sex chromosome from sperm should be Y. So correct answer here is B. Sex chromosome in egg X and sex chromosome in sperm Y will produce a male child. Question 27. Cell division has following functions. First, asexual reproduction. Second, growth, production of gametes. Fourth, repair of damaged tissue. Fifth, replacement of cells. Which functions are specific to mitosis? All functions except production of gametes are specific to mitosis. So correct answer will be option B. 1, 2, 4 and 5 are the functions specific to mitosis. 28th question. The chart shows the inheritance of fur color in a small mammal. If the allele for white fur is dominant, which animal must be heterozygous for gene controlling fur color? This is very important concept and it's an important question, so I'll try to explain it in more depth. Let us first strike off the animals which cannot be heterozygous. That means they are homozygous recessive. B and D can be striked off as they are black. That means they are homozygous recessive. Both genes are recessive. If they had one dominant gene, they would be white. They will not be black. Now let's come to A. None of the offsprings are black. That means A is homozygous dominant. If A were heterozygous, 50% of the progeny would have been black. Since all offsprings have received one dominant gene from A and one recessive gene from B, we can say animal C is heterozygous. Question 29. In areas of the world where malaria is present, the sickle cell allele is more common. What is the reason for this? Before marking the answer, let me explain few things. Sickle cell allele gives protection from malaria. So we have to keep this in mind. The person can be homozygous dominant. That means person has both dominant genes. It will not suffer from sickle cell anemia. But in the absence of sickle cell allele, there is no protection from malaria and person may die due to malaria. Second possibility is person can be heterozygous. That is one dominant allele to protect from sickle cell anemia and one sickle cell allele to protect from malaria. Third possibility is homozygous recessive. Person has both recessive genes, so may suffer from sickle cell anemia and may die due to it. So answer to our question is option B. Heterozygous individuals with sickle cell allele are less likely to have malaria. 30th question. Which feature helps a xerophyte survive in its environment? A. Flat leaves with large surface area. No, they do not have large surface area. No cuticle, they have thick cuticle. Short roots, no, they have long roots. D. Sunken stomata. That is the correct answer. This feature helps them in reducing water loss by transpiration. Question 31. What is a feature of natural selection? According to natural selection, some organisms are better suited to their environment than others. They are likely to survive and breed than some of their competitors, and these characters they possess will become more common in the species over successive generations. So here correct answer is option C. It involves selection of advantageous phenotypes. Those individuals which are better suited to environment. Question 32. The diagram shows energy flow through an ecosystem. In what form is energy transferred at X? Sun provides light energy to green plants. Green plants provide chemical energy to herbivores. When herbivores die, decomposers will decompose their organic matter and the energy transformation at X will be in the form of chemical energy. Question 33. The diagram shows part of the carbon cycle. Which process reduces the carbon dioxide content of the atmosphere? Of course, the process which reduces carbon dioxide from atmosphere is photosynthesis, carried out by plants. So here it is process B. Plants carry out photosynthesis in presence of sunlight and they take carbon dioxide from atmosphere. So process B, photosynthesis reduces the carbon dioxide content of the atmosphere. Question 34. The graph shows human population of the world for last 2000 years. What is the phase identified by P? Phase P is exponential or log phase. Correct answer is option B, exponential or log phase. It is the phase of maximum growth rate. Question 35. Some of the characteristics of bacteria are listed. Which characteristics make bacteria useful in biotechnology and genetic engineering? First, can make complex molecules. Yes, it is a useful characteristic. Second, can reproduce quickly. Yes, that is also useful. Option 3 and 4, that is have cytoplasm and may cause disease, are not useful in biotechnology and genetic engineering. So correct answer here is B, 1 and 2 only. Question 36. What is a requirement for production of penicillin in a fermenter? Correct answer is option B, adding required amount of sugar as a nutrient. Question 37. Human insulin can be produced in large quantities by modified E. coli bacteria. 4 steps in this production process are listed. What is the order of these steps? First step will be an enzyme is used to cut out insulin gene from human chromosome. Second will be the insulin gene is placed into plasmid of a bacterium. Next will be bacteria with insulin gene reproduce very rapidly, and the last step will be insulin is removed from the bacterial culture. So correct answer here is option C, 2, 3, 4, 1 are the steps in order. Question 38. What is a major contributor to the problem of worldwide famine? Let us read options. A. Equal distribution of food that will not cause famine. B. Increasing population and life expectancy. Yes, it can be one of the causes. C. Large scale monoculture of crop plants. That is not cannot be the cause. D. Use of herbicides and insecticides in farming will not cause famine. Correct answer here is B. Increasing population and life expectancy. Let us do question 39. The flow diagram shows a process that can occur as a result of pollution in a river. Which term describes the process shown in the flow diagram? First step is high concentration of nitrate ions enter a river. Algae reproduce rapidly. Algae die and decompose. Low concentration of dissolved oxygen kills organism. Process given in the flow diagram is eutrophication. So correct answer is option B, eutrophication. Let us do 40th question, which is last question of the video. Which stage in the treatment of sewage removes large floating objects such as plastic bags? And the answer is option C, screening.